Good afternoon, McFatterTech Technical High School students and parents. This is Jeanette Johnson, your principal and director, coming to you on Thursday, August 20th, the second day of school. I am in my office, and as usual, I have with me Mr. Daryl Harris.
Hello there, everyone.
The principal. Looks like you're down in your office too.
Yes, I am.
We are maintaining social distance. And Miss Lily DeCastro, your magnet coordinator. Hey, Miss DeCastro.
Hey.
How's everybody doing? You guys? Everyone's doing great. We have kicked the year off, so we wanted to come to you all this week with a sort of a little update on how the start of school went, as well as some additional information for you as we move through this next week. So again, we started school yesterday. It went very well. It was exciting to be able to see students and teachers and faces, even though they were on screen. So many of our staff, I sent out a quick survey at the end of the day and asked them to say, what was the best thing about your work experience on the first day? And so many of them said, getting to see the students, getting to engage with the students. Now, we know it didn't work perfectly. District-wide, there were a number of challenges with both Canvas and Teams, but we have been assured by the district that they continue to work on those. And we expect it to get a little bit better every single day. I was saying to both Ms. DeCastro and Mr. Harris earlier, we have an issue every year with the buses. It's always a mess the first day of school, and it gets a little bit better day by day until finally after a week or two, everything is fine. We think that Canvas and Teams are going to be the equivalent of our bus challenge for the year. So we ask people to stick with it and know that the system should continue to get better. If students are still encountering serious difficulties accessing either Canvas or Teams to get where they need to get, please reach out to your child's guidance counselor next week. So give it a couple more days, but if by Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, they're still having serious challenges, have them reach out to their counselor and we can get them the support that they need. I do want to remind both our students and our parents, because we saw some confusion about this yesterday on the first day of school, that it is not sufficient for students just to go into Canvas and their classes and do their work for the day. They have to show up in the classes. They have to log on to the Teams class at the start of class. And so I would remind everyone again, first period, and Mr. Castro, Mr. Harris, help me if I get the times wrong. First period starts at 8:30. Second period starts at 10:05. Third period, after second period finishes and a break for lunch, third period starts at 12:05. Did I get that right, Mr. Castro? Woohoo. And then fourth period starts at 1:40.
That's correct.
So students need to be on their computers logged on at those times. I will also say that we know, again, with the tech glitches, some students have had to go to their phones to get logged in. And obviously in a bind, that's better than not being logged in at all. But wherever possible, we're encouraging students to log in using their computers, and preferably to have the Teams app downloaded onto the computer. That's usually even a better connectivity experience than going through the web browser. Any way to get there is better than no way, but definitely going through the web, through the app downloaded onto the computer is the best way. Okay, so with that said, we know that some students are having some technical difficulties. Some couldn't get here to get their textbooks. So I know, Mr. Harris, you've got the update on the makeup day for people who still need to pick up items in order to be able to engage with the content.
Yes. And first of all, I would like to say thank you to all of the parents that are listening that did already come and pick up the textbooks, for your patience. It was sometimes the line was quite long, but we tried to move as swift as possible, but you all were patient and understanding, and hopefully we got you what you needed. But for those that did not have an opportunity to come on those two pickup days, we have a makeup date this upcoming Saturday, and it will be, that's August the 22nd. It will be from 8:30 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. All right, so if you need textbooks, and also if you're coming to pick up a textbook, it would be very helpful if you bring your schedule with you. If you have a schedule and you need to switch to a new textbook or something, there was a schedule change. I know Mrs. DeCastro has been working on several schedule changes, but bring your schedule with you. If you didn't pick up the schedule for some reason, we would have it already. Also, we will have laptop if you do not have a laptop, or if your laptop is not working for some reason, that's not the opportunity to come back on that same day so we can take care of that for you so you can have the best from a technological experience as far as connecting with your class. So that will be this Saturday, 8:30 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. So please be here. We'll be here and we're ready to serve you once you get here.
And I think it's also the opportunity for last year's class of 2020 to come get something.
Their yearbooks.
Woo-hoo!
If you haven't picked up the yearbook yet, some came, but we will have your yearbooks ready. They look really nice. A lot of hard work went into the yearbooks. Unfortunately, they were delayed for many, which you understand because of the pandemic, but please come pick up your yearbook. Oh, Miss John.
Happen to have mine right nearby, and it really is it's a beautiful book.
Thank you. All right, so those are the things, textbooks, laptops, yearbooks, those things will be available for pickup this upcoming Saturday. So I look forward to seeing you.
And Ms. McColgan, who is the yearbook sponsor, she'll be here Saturday, again, with the yearbooks for both the current 10th through 12th graders who ordered last year, and as well as our graduated class of 2020. They'll be able to purchase if they hadn't been able to purchase. And then she also indicated that if a member of the class of 2020 no longer is in the area or can't get here physically, for them to please email her, and we will make arrangements to mail those if those need to be mailed out of the area. So we're very excited to get you your yearbooks. As Mr. Harris said, we waited a long time, and all of you have been so very, very patient. Mr. Harris mentioned something about schedules and schedule changes, and so that brings me right to Ms. DeCastro. I know she's got a lot of information about schedules and courses and back to school forms and all kinds of good stuff.
Well, let me start with back to school forms, and at the end we'll show you the link to it. Not yet. Normally on the first day of school, parents have the most homework, especially if you have multiple children. But with the online option to complete back to school forms through the Broward School site, it is a lot easier. You do have to complete one for every child who attends Broward County Public Schools, but it's all at the same location. So browardschools.com/BTS, but we'll show you a visual on it. Please don't put www or http : yeah, don't put that there. That has been messing up people trying to get on single sign-on. We are in a new virtual environment. So back to school forms, that's your homework, mom and dad. Every single student, we need it from one parent. And please use the address that is on file, or if your address is wrong, we'll need to get verification from you if you've moved. So that's number one. You've got homework. Sorry to give you guys homework. My continued homework are schedule change requests. I am processing them as quickly as possible, but our school is pretty full. So every change is kind of like I have to maneuver it from one place to another. We're still trying to honor class size. We don't want to have 40 students in the same class in a virtual world either. So I'm working through those, and be aware that with a change, requires a Canvas change and a Clever change and link changes. So it does have a little bit of a lag. So if you can be patient, we will get you taken care of or let you know that we cannot. So I'm trying to, before I say no, try to see if it can be a yes. So thank you guys for your patience on that. Back to school forms. You have, I believe, until the 8th or 9th day of school to get that done.
And I am going to go ahead right now and share that image. I hope you see it, right?
Yes,
very simple, but it points out, as Ms. DeCastro said, you don't put the www or http or anything like that at the beginning. Just go straight to this address, and that's where your forms will be, correct?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay. You also had some updates about open house. We had new student orientation on this past Monday, which was great. We had so many people in attendance. It was great to see them. And so this coming Monday, we have our back to school open house for our entire high school, all of our students. And I know, Mr. Castro, you have some updated information about that.
Absolutely. So also in the past, students would come home and they'd share their schedule with you. This year, we're going to ask them to share the links to the class with you. So on Monday night at 6:30, we will do a large general session. I will email the links to you by Saturday nights. If you do not have it, go ahead Sunday morning, email me and I'll get it to you by midday on Monday. But open house will begin at 6:30 with a large general session, and then there will be breakout sessions to all of the students' classes. So more homework, parents. Sorry to give you more, but you need to make sure that on Monday you have access to the students' classes for Monday night.
Great, thank you. And I want to really, really stress how we really want every parent to participate. We know that as students get older, participation in back to school night open house tends to drop off a little bit, especially in our upper grades. Seniors, parents usually have already interacted with the seniors tech teacher because they've been with them for 2 years. But things are so different for our students this year. And so in addition to being able to meet your teachers, they're each going to be able to explain to you how their remote course is going to work. And we as an administrative team are going to be able to give you some pointers and some guidance about the things you can be doing to support your sons and daughters in this very unique environment that comes with some great things, but also some challenges for students. So we really hope to see all of you there so we can help give you the information you need to support your sons and daughters this year. Mr. Harris, I think we wanted to remind all of our families about the opportunity for meal distribution through the district.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Johnson. So just once again, I know I've shared this with you before, but the grab and go meals are available, and that's for all, I know your students in high school, but this is for all elementary, middle, and high school students. And the pickup will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. and then from 3 p.m. until 5 p.m. So that's on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. So students or their parents will be able to pick up the meals at those different times by walking up or coming to the bus loop at the school that's closest to you. Now, it is strongly recommended that the students and or the parents pick up the meals at their home school just for ease of service. But if you can't get to your home school, get to the school that's closest to you. All right, and parents must have some form of identification for their student to pick up the meals if the student is not present. And just a recommended form of ID would be their student ID, a report card, birth certificate, anything like that, but just to have some form of ID if the student is not present. So just remind you, take advantage of this opportunity that the district is providing for grab and go meals for your students, and that's Tuesdays and Thursdays. And that's pretty much where I want to go over with that, Ms. Johnson.
And I also wanted to mention, when Mr. Harris uses the term homeschool, we want to be sure you understand McFatter is not a food distribution site. So when he's referring to homeschool in this situation, what he means is what your normal boundaried high school would be. That's the ideal location for you to go if you can. If you can't, you can go to the closest elementary or middle school to you as well. But don't come to McFatter on those days. We are not a distribution site. Mr. Castro, it looked like you were going to say something as well. Was that it?
That's all I was going to say.
We're so here. Okay, and I think those were the items that we wanted to update everyone about this week. Mr. Harris, Mr. Castro, did we have anything else?
I don't have anything.
I wanted to share in case somebody gets stuck. We are hosting our Zoom room again tomorrow morning. If you're stuck, go to the McFatter High School webpage, and on the front there's a link that you can go to Zoom and come and ask questions. I believe tomorrow is until 12:30.
Yes, we ran it all day, both yesterday and today. It was significantly less busy today, so we think most people were able to be get to where they needed to get much easier.
Right.
So tomorrow we're only doing it in the morning.
Okay, and if you just want to say hi, there'll be somebody there for you.
We have loved being in there and having people pop in. Mr. Harris, did you have something?
Just one last comment. I got a chance yesterday and today to pop into many of the classes, and the students seem to be excited about being engaged in their virtual learning. Got a chance to speak to them, say hi. So thank you so much for just being a part of this experience that we're all going through together. We want to give you our best for your children. Okay, so thank you so much.
Absolutely. We know it's unique and it comes with its own unique challenges, but also opportunities. As we've said before, we're using these first few days, the first week or so of school, to just let students kind of re-engage with their teachers, their classmates, get re-engaged in school, and then we'll start being able to roll out to you in future weeks, not only resources additional supports, after hours academic support, additional resources, whether it's for social emotional, as well as a lot of our club activities will start rolling out. But we didn't want to deal with that till we got everybody up and running and in their classes. So with that, I think we'll sign off for this week. We hope to see all of you Monday night, 6:30, not physically on campus, but via the Teams link that you will get from Mr. Castro over the weekend. And again, always feel free to pop in if you'd like to tomorrow morning in our virtual mall. With that, we'll sign off for the week. Mr. Harris, Mr. Castro, you all have a lovely afternoon and evening. I'll see you later.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Bye, everyone.